It seems like you had fun on this, number one. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like even with the sets and everything getting a little bit looser with things and, being able to decorate and design dorms and people's personalities are so important in those in those spaces. I know
Yeah.
that when I have done dorms and like little girls' rooms, I feel like Instagram thinks I'm a pedophile because I'm just researching like college dorm rooms. Like, what's your
Uh,
college dorm room look like? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And trying to make
yeah.
it realistic and not a stereotype of what a teenager is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I haven't been a teenager for a long time, but some
Well,
of
things have
the,
changed since I was a teenager, but
yeah,
we tried to overcompensate. We tried to do everything a bit more than reality, even though we wanted it grounded in reality.
right.
We wanted it to feel real and true to the characters. We also wanted to hit it over the head a bit harder,
Hmm.
just
And
to go with the theme of overcompensating.
did you ha base this on a specific college for design?
Well, sort of. I mean, we took a lot of cues from Benny. Benny was the creator, the writer, the producer, the star of the show. This is
Right.
his story, right? Like
Yeah.
basically it's his life story, his experiences. So um we took cues from his real lived experience, and he actually sent me a Dropbox link with like tons of photos from his college days,
Oh, wow.
and we printed them out, we put them up in the art department, and I was like, this is our show, this is the jumping off point. And he was really specific about like the layout for his particular dorm room, which we see in the photo on the screen right here, like how the desks were under the window and sort of at the end of the room there.
Yeah.
He was very specific about that because it just felt real to him, and something that I think production designers and set decorators always do. This is like a main goal of mine, is like to create um, a space for the actors so that they believe where they are. They really, really think they're there, and then that sets them up to do their best work. So
Yeah.
Erica and I and everyone else, like the scenic team and everybody, we worked really hard to make it feel real. And it was a studio
Yeah, I
build,
think
and
when he walked into the set, he felt he was blown away. He was like freaked out how much it felt like
Oh, that's
his
great.
college experience.
Oh, that's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I never looked at any of this as like high design. Like we're not, breaking any crazy barriers here with these sets, but we tried really hard to make them real, and like so you could smell the beer and like the dirty carpet and like
Yeah.
the mustiness, and just I wanted his room to feel like it was sub-level. So there's like that's the ground level outside, and I wanted to close it in a bit because it was larger than a real dorm room. I did the sloped ceilings just to give it like a sort of underground vibe, so that his sparkly character and all the fun stuff had like this dank bank backdrop kind of vibe.
Right. Right. Because I mean, furniture wise, it's very like catalog. It's very like this is
Hmm.
like State Department issued. It's like government. It's like this is what you get.
It came from a dorm, right,
Yeah. It
Erica?
actually
It came from
came
the,
from the
oh,
one of
cool.
the University of Toronto dorm rooms.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that was sort of our challenge, was to get the dorm furniture on the timeline that we had with prep. Because a lot of the companies that we spoke to that provide dorm furniture, you need to order it like a year in advance, and they were already booked up for getting ready for the next school year. So yeah, we got a contact from the University of Toronto and went in, and they were just happened to be getting rid of this entire dorm worth of furniture. And it was really like the right look, I think, like the wood tone we liked and sort of the boxy shape of the furniture. So, and then I think construction made a couple pieces to match
Mm.
that
Yeah, we
furniture
we
so that we
we
had
made the
enough.
dresser taller and put the shelves on the wall, and like I don't know.
Hmm.
It was just really about nailing a vibe in there, and having it match Benny's experience.
Yeah. And two, I mean, there's something with dorm rooms that you can really key on in on personalities of cleanliness and messiness and one side of the room being a mess and one side not. And like
Well, in the
Really?
evolution of a character, right? Like they're
Yeah.
freshmen and they start and the room is empty. And like the first episode, we see it, there's nothing in there. And then by
Yeah.
the end, it's like all this craziness has happened in there. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think also their parents have just dropped them off, and a lot of the time the parents have been involved in what furniture or what bedding they brought. But then eventually they probably develop their own character a bit more when they've been away from their parents a little bit longer.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this year it seems like in August, there nothing on everything on TikTok, everything on Instagram was like the dorm rooms that have been like curated by these girls that are
Yeah, it's
like
like a whole thing. Like there's
ridiculous.
like dorm room decorators and stuff now. Like it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just commented to one girl, I'm like, let me see it in 3 months. Like it's not gonna look this good in 3 months. Like, and why would you
Right.
get white sheets? Like, why do you, what is everything white? Like, that's the dumbest like decision. So yeah, let's see that
Yeah.
I
white
was gonna
comforter in
say
3 months.
with Benny's character's roommate Trey, I don't know if you remember Shayne, um, how we don't actually see him on camera that often.
Mm,
So it was fun to try to show his presence in the room and sort of show his character because I think part of the joke is that you don't see him that often, yet they live together.
yeah,
And he was a lacrosse player, and um, yeah, so it was just fun to kind of like try to put a little bit of character into his side of the room to give you an idea of who the person was that you never really saw.
that's a good roommate that you never see. That's that's
Yeah.
ideal. So you built
And so for
how much stage space did you have? Because you have quite a lot of builds here. Were you
it didn't
taking
really
down?
feel like quite a lot coming off a show of like Shadows where we built like everything in huge. Everything these felt really small to me, but we tried to pack them in and be as interesting and detailed as possible. We had one studio where we did everything
Hmm.
and everything kind of had to interlock and like we had very little time, little prep. It was mad dash to get the show off the ground.
What was your prep?
Um,
Do you remember?
I think it was 6 weeks.
Oh, that's so quick.
I know, so
Yeah.
quick. It was important to me to have a hallway off the room so that you could have like, background and you could
Yeah.
have walk and talks and like entrances and like there's nothing worse than like building a set and there's a door and it just goes to a shoot off flat. It's like you need a bit of runway and
Yeah.
wanted it to feel sub level. So this hallway was like not a lovely place to be, but it kind of helped tell the story of his room being underground ish.
Yeah, I really like the cinder block layer, like that, and like walking through that and feeling like, oh, this is so depressing, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like sub levels, like there's no natural light. And then
Yeah.
you can see on the left there was like a piece of hallway. I wanted it to feel like part of the old building, the old Victorian architecture. So there's like an archway that like, because much of where we shot at U of T was, Victorian, older build. So I wanted it to be like that leads to that old wing and just
Right.
so it felt like it wasn't just boring basement
So
dorm
you
room hallway the whole way.
so you did exterior campus at University of Toronto.
Yes, we did. Well,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other places too. We cheated a bunch of a girls' school, and there was like this weird estate building for the drop off in scene one. Like we just there was a many spots that subbed in for the university
Yeah.
for Yates, our fictitious university.
Um, girls' rooms again, I mean, girls' dorms rooms can go from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. Like twinkle lights and color
Yeah.
Totally.
and clothes and never enough storage and, making it your own is
Yeah.
so much more
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
enjoyable.
thing with this room too is
Carmen and Haley's
the
dorm
difference
room.
between,
Oh,
sorry?
I was just saying Carmen and Haley's dorm room.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, just the difference between their sides of the room.
Yeah.
Carmen's was yeah, just a bit more girl fresh out of high school, and she's got her favorite blanket, and she doesn't have a ton of really expensive stuff from, Target or wherever. Um But Haley's side of the room was really decked out, and she had more space, and she had um,
The
like more
bathroom.
furniture, it seemed. And yeah, she had the bunk bed, um, and you learn later in the series that she somehow got the bigger room with the bathroom, and it's sort of in her character that she managed to kind of like get what she wanted more than the other students, I guess.
Hmm. Well, there's always that girl.
Yeah.
We all know
That's
that
fun.
girl.
It was a fun room. It came together well. I mean, it was supposed to feel like a generic sort of newer build. The architecture, like it didn't have as much character as Benny's or as Peter's room that we'll look at next, I think.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it was just fun to create this like blank slate and let the girls just for me, the real draw of the space was the characters.
Did you have hard ceilings, or were they lighting from
Um,
above?
there was a perimeter ceiling. Like we were so budgetarily challenged that we couldn't
Yeah,
put ceilings everywhere. I was like, okay,
bring
we've
it
got
over.
2 feet of a ceiling in here, and
Yeah.
oh,
I
then you
I
go on
I always
as
wonder
Peter's.
because lighting in there, because you have like the neon and the twinkle lights, and I didn't, it's a nice vibe in there, and you don't want it like
Yeah,
overpowered from above. But he did a good
yeah, a
job.
lot of lamps,
Yeah.
not a lot
Yeah, a
happening
lot of
above.
lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Peter's room, it's this whole different style. Like I mean, he's at
So
a
he's in a frat.
he's
He's in
in
a
a
frat
frat. Yeah,
house. So
he's
in
at his
Toronto,
house.
there's these
He's at the frat
beautiful
house.
old frat houses that we used for like the downstairs and the exterior. And so we built his room, and I wanted it to feel like it was like an old living room on the second level of like an older home, like a mansion, basically. So that was the jumping off point. This was a fun one. I really loved this
Yeah.
set. Like the details, we really got into the details in that old bathroom and the tile and the wood and the moldings and everything was curved and all of the trim and the pocket doors that don't work and
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a real eclectic mix
yeah.
of furniture.
Well,
That
that's
feeling
great.
of,
You get to do that. I mean, that's always fun.
yeah, all the
Oh
furniture
yeah.
left behind by all the other students who have lived in the space over the years and come and gone from the fraternity. And so you have things from all different eras. And we did a lot of Facebook Marketplace
Mm.
shopping, and um, the Habitat for Humanity Restore here,
Oh yeah.
also a really good resource. But Shayne also had this great idea to make the fireplace mantle in the room the headboard of the bed, or
Oh
sort of like where we would put the head of the bed. So it
yeah.
gave a lot more kind of like visual interest to. There's a lot of scenes that took place in the bed, so it was nice to kind of have that grounding the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, I think because I remember someone in my university days had that. It was like, ooh, the headboard's the fireplace mantle.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
And a lot
It
of
was just
like
fun.
aging on this set. There's a lot of like giving it
Yeah,
some age
because
and some depth.
it just wanted to feel disgusting. Like I wanted people to look at it and
yeah,
smell the beer and the pee and like the soap is scuzzy on the sink. And like really we overcompensated because we wanted to sort of sell that this was his character. And we had to sort of do it over the top as much as we could get away with while it's still grounded in reality.
Did
And
you
yeah. The
while
scenic feet department used. We got them some bars of ivory soap because you wanted the green to see the like green of the ivory soap kind of
right?
all around the sink and in the bathroom.
I was
it's gross.
like Irish Spring, like that, like the green.
Yeah, Irish Springs. Yeah,
Yeah.
And you can see like these sets that we're looking at, they're not like colossal, they're not like, crazy hard to understand how they were built and done. But what I love about them is how different they are from each other. And that was my goal was
Yeah.
to have these different spaces so that, screen time, just our characters were in their environments and that would highlight the difference in their personalities. So
Yeah.
just trying to vary it up instead of having dorm rooms that were the same. We really bought into who they are and what their spaces would be like.
you really get like a variance of characters in this show too, and that's really nice to play with because of they're spending so much time in their dorms or they're here and there. You get that opportunity to design and dress for the characters more. It's really nice.
Yeah, and that speaks to like we were trying to play into this sort of timeless college vibes, like all of the experiences that we all had and that people have. Like there's just different people from different walks of life, and we didn't want it to be like what time period is it? Is it we just
Right.
wanted it to be all time periods and like all the classics, all the tropes, all the stereotypes, and
Mhm.
kind of play them up a bit,
Yeah.
lean into them.
I think too the opportunity when you're doing like the frat house too is getting the history in there and getting I'm gonna jump ahead for 1 second because the graphics really come into play, like coming
Yeah.
up with the school
So
graphics,
that's
coming up with like okay, sorry. That's the fraternity, right?
Yeah.
Flesh and Gold. That's the fraternity. I was gonna say graphics were a huge
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
creating this world. It was a lot because we couldn't see anything in real life, and we wanted to brand everything. We had to brand the school. FNG, the Flesh and Gold fraternity, is what's on the screen now. I put the sort of evolution of the logo together so you could see like how we concepted it and how it ended up, and then we used it everywhere. We overdid it. We overcompensated with the flags and the medallions and the pins and the like. It was just like everywhere we had in his house, in the Flesh and Gold house. We had that
Yeah.
because we just wanted it to feel like you knew where you were, you knew what it meant, this sort of like classic society of, legacy and all of that kind of those
Mhm.
stereotypes.
Yeah. And then getting to
Yeah,
use
we
that in
took the
dressing.
the design that
So say that
yeah.
again, Kim?
I'm sorry, I'm getting to use that in decorating for the characters too, and using all these graphics is a lot. There's so much like things on boards outside and and there's always like an event going on a campus. There's always graphics around in campus to be used by set dressing, which is always
Oh my
nice.
God. So many
Yeah,
graphics.
we had a big stack of flyers of all the different clubs, and it was really fun seeing all the clubs that the art department would come
Right.
up with. Like it was just a hilarious, like little kind of inside joke to see dressed around on the various sets. Our on-set dresser had a big stack that they were constantly reusing, and then we would say, okay, there's too much fencing
Yeah.
club, on campus. Let's do more of the improv group, and it would reference there was an improv group in the show, so that was sort of a fun thing to reference in the graphics as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to say with the Flesh and Gold, we made a felt banner that the set deck team cut out felt from a template from the art department. And so we made one that felt really homemade to put in the Flesh and Gold house.
Mm.
And they used like a Sharpie and some paint markers and stuff to draw it so that it looked kind of really homemade. And we sort of tried to recycle that wherever we could in the frat house.
Yeah, I wanted it to feel like those old felt handmade things that have like layers of dust, and it's just
Yeah.
like you inherited this thing and they just think it's like amazing, but it's really like awful and amazing at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love the design of it though. It's like a bone that like transforms into a key. It's a
Yeah, it's bone
really
key and it's kind of very phallic and
yeah.
very like male genitalia when that was like part of the whole story, just played into the Benny's, you know, heightened sexualized experiences. And this is a raunchy show.
Yeah.
Like it's not really it's not for kids. But it was just like a subtle way for us to be kind of
Tongue in
overcompensating
cheek.
with the iconography of like the the symbolism
Yeah.
in the logo here.
Yeah. Um, and then you have the Benny family home, which is
Mhm.
like, I mean, I think you got a lot of colors in here. You made them very
Well,
colorful.
it was the feature wall era of like the early 2000s when every room had to have like a feature wall. So that was the joke that goes off to college and he comes back and his mom's gone nuts with like feature walls. So in order to like nail it, you kind of have to overdo it. So when you see all the rooms together on a page like this, it's like, whoa. But I don't
Hmm.
think it's as obvious when you're watching the episode. I mean, you do see the orange kitchen, but you don't see it in every shot like that.
Right.
But Grace's room with the pink and the black, that was
Yeah.
fun. It was
The
like a,
pink and black checkboard is like fantastic.
it's nutty. It was like because there's so many angles in that room with like the dormers and stuff. It was like mathematically a little bit challenging just to
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, this room was really fun to see come together. And I think for Mary Beth, the actor, she felt really like seen by coming into this room and feeling like her character was um, the origins of her character as a teenager are in this room. And when she goes to college, she becomes this different character, and no one really knows
Mm.
um, what she was like in high school. And so this kind of gives you that backstory of what she was really like in high school.
Isn't
More
that the
emo
best?
and
Isn't that the
More
best part
emo.
about going to college that nobody knew? Nobody knew.
Yeah.
You just start over and
yeah, and that's a lot of what this show is about. It's about
yeah,
the experience of like the freshmen and how we all feel like we have to be things that we're not and overcompensate and like hide who we are. And, for Benny, the character Benny, it's a coming out story and how he, figures out how to be who he really is. And but it's a story that I think anybody can relate to because we were all that age at one point and we were all that awkward and shy and embarrassed and hiding our true selves just to fit in. That's what the show is, and it's a self-discovery thing, and it's got so much heart.
yeah,
And I think that really came through. You never know when you read a script and you go and you sit in production meetings, like what is the thing that's going to permeate? What is the thing that's going to hit the audiences? And we all kind of knew it had heart, but wait until you see the episodes, you're like, oh my God, it's like so
yeah,
touching and so
Hmm.
raunchy at the same
yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
like it's like the weirdest thing. But that's Benny. He's like Benny is one in a million,
Oh, that's awesome.
truly. Like,
I do like for Benny though the opportunity to see his room at home and then seeing his
mm,
dorm life like and how you change and how like I didn't really want blue but my mom painted you know what I mean like things like that like for
Yeah.
me like even for me like I didn't really want teal and pink in my room but that's what my mom did like
Yeah, I think that's entirely this. His room at home is really he's his parents' golden child, and it's just a shrine to him that's probably more controlled by his parents than it is by him. It's got his trophies, and he's got various certificates of, being a great son and
yeah
student in the community. And there's this football jersey. And yeah, we went really, really over the top with the trophies. Um, and then also, you don't have a photo of it here, but in the stairwell going up to the second floor, we did a bunch of those framed family
collage.
photo collections where it's got a kind of like
oh
collage of like of the kids, and the ones of Grace are pretty small, and then the ones of Benny are these like huger ones with tons of photos. So we really went over the top with him being the golden child um and the apple of his
favorite
parents' eye.
But it also his room being like that and his mom and his shrine to himself, it just plays into the story in the sense that when he wants to come out and he wants to be himself, his main worry is like, will he be loved? Because he's so loved as the Benny, as the football homecoming king
Yeah.
and everybody's favorite son. And he's worried that he won't be as revered or loved anymore. And like that's his awakening, right? Like that's part of the reason why he's staying in the closet in the story. Just interesting to play off those things.
so the home is a location and you did
Yeah.
like every room in this house almost. I mean,
Yes.
what was your prep like for that? This is September.
Oh, like 5 minutes.
I mean, because you
Yeah, it
painted.
was
I mean, it's a lot. You got to paint and redress, and I'm sure you took everything out and
It was a lot, yeah. The homeowner had a lot of filming there, but they were really present through the whole prep.
Please
Um,
get
you
out.
know,
Get out. Now don't
I
watch
know
me
it's
do this to
always
your home.
it was very sensitive because we went into the scout initially and thought we could use a lot more of the furniture, and then as we got there to actually do the dress, it was like, okay, actually this is Aunt Susan's
Oh,
heirloom thing, so we got to get rid of that. We got to bring something else new in.
I hate
But I
that.
think all of our departments really worked well together. Like we were really close with scenic and construction. And we just kind of like we were able to work around each other so that we could get it done in a short time.
Yeah, because it's a lot. I mean, you got at least like five, six rooms here that you're seven maybe with that bathroom.
Plus, we
Yeah.
shot
And we
in the
were
backyard and the front yard, and there's other rooms
and then we
that,
were prepping other
Oh yeah.
sets at the same time as doing this. So it was a busy time for sure.
Were your episodes, did you block shoot? Did you do two at a time? Did you shoot this location out for for
mm,
the whole series, or did you go back?
I feel like we
We
went
shot this
back.
location out because
Okay.
it's only um at the beginning, the first episode, we have the flashback when when he's a little kid watching TV, the
That's
George of the
right.
Jungle scene. So we shot that with this episode 7, and we just shot it out all at once.
Mm,
Um, but a lot of our other locations we went back to the school, the exteriors of the university and stuff. We would go back to U of T, um, kind of in each block.
yeah.
Yeah, because it was a functioning school, so we were always at their mercy of like when they would let us come.
Yeah. The second season of Man on the Inside, he's at a university. So we were at Caltech a lot.
Mhm.
But block shooting, I think we were there maybe three times, maybe twice for the whole season. So it was nice because you just get it done. Like I
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to come back here. I don't want to touch these people's house again. Like it's a lot to keep going back to someone's house and like
Especially if they're around and they want to talk to you about stuff.
yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
Totally.
Please just put blinders on. Go to the hotel that they gave you. Like, go to the
Yeah.
pool. Go relax.
Let us paint pink and black all over
Yeah,
your
yeah.
bedroom walls.
Now, did they keep any of it or did you have to paint it? You have to restore it. Yeah.
I think we had to put it all
I
back.
think
Yeah.
you used tough back for a lot of it as well, like in the kit or in the kitchen at
In the
least, that
kitchen
was
we
tough back.
did because it was a weird wall surface in there, but I think
Mm,
Right.
pretty much. Oh, and then Benny's room was tough back. Yeah, maybe I can't remember.
yeah,
Oh yeah, because I
getting
think we had to switch back and forth from the before the accent wall was painted when he was before he'd gone to college, and then when he comes back at Thanksgiving, the accent wall. So there was a scheduling issue, I think, with actor availability where we had to switch
Oh, that's
back and
right.
forth between before and after the accent wall.
That's always the way, right?
that
Yeah.
never
Always.
happens. That's crazy talk. That never happens.
That never
Oh,
happens.
yeah. I should have put this, sorry, I should have put this earlier, the Carmen and Haley's dorm room.
Oh, and then Carmen and Haley's dorm, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so all of your builds for the dorm rooms were on one stage?
Hmm.
Seems like a lot because I feel like it seems like a lot because of the hallways. Like
Yeah.
fitting
Mhm.
all of it on there,
It wasn't
filling
a
it.
lot. It wasn't a very big studio, and like the sets themselves weren't that big. It was just that studio was packed.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
then we did
every
other
inch of it
things in
got
there.
used by the end of it.
that's
Hmm.
always good. And then we're looking at a cabin dress of location. Cabins are always fun. Cabins.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
was fun. It was like
Friday
a
the 13th.
location. It was a callback to like a Friday the 13th where they're like making out and then he
Yeah,
gets stabbed and I don't know, it's like a fantasy. It's a fantasy sequence of him, having relations with a guy.
right. In the
It's funny. It's just fun. It was camp. It was fun to play up a little cabin vibe. It was a real cabin and we just decorated it.
Did you have
It was
a favorite? Oh, go ahead, Erica.
I was going to say, I remember this location was tough because it was a cabin in the middle of a conservation area. And so cars couldn't get anywhere near it. And we had to um, bring everything in laundry tubs. And there was also no cell reception. So, of course, like I think we were shooting something else. Our dressing team was there. They were sending us photos. Photos weren't going through.
Yeah.
And I was like very pleasantly surprised with how it looked on camera because, um, yeah, there was just so much back and forth with sending photos and not having communication.
Mm.
Um, but it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's weird how we can't really do our jobs without cell phones now. It's really
Yeah.
become hard.
How did we ever before? I don't know.
I don't know how they did like beepers. Like here, like I'm not of that era, but like guys in a truck getting beeped, like 911 call me from the Decorator and then pulling over
Oh
and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And it's like, "Well, when are you going to be here?" Well, we had
Yeah.
to just pull over to call you.
It's
So,
not a
yeah, it's another 20
911.
minutes. So,
I remember those days, totally.
but I really like too. There's a picture you put together of your art department, like very collegiate and um like a yearbook page. It's very cute. And with your graphics, I mean, you guys made t-shirts and everything, hats and all that jazz made for this too.
All the
It's a whole
merch,
nother
Lots of
right?
merch. There was tons of merch.
Yeah.
it's a whole
We
nother
did a
level.
whole bodega store that was sort of
Mm,
like a little corner store that kids could go to, but it was also sold the university's merch. And so we worked with the wardrobe department who's taking the graphics and making a lot of pieces for the actors to be wearing and background to be wearing throughout the show. And we also dressed a bunch of those pieces into dorm rooms and the fraternity. Yeah, it was nice to have things like that to pull
yeah.
into every set.
Did you have a tough time on clearance with there's an eagle as their mascot? Did you No? Oh, nice.
No, no. The eagle with the giant nipples, that was a
Yeah.
Benny
Yeah.
request.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize. I just was like, he's got pecs. I was like, oh, he's a built eagle. I like it.
Pecs and nipples, you wouldn't believe how much we talked about those nipples.
That's hysterical.
True,
The
true
conversations
story.
you never thought you'd had, you have when you
Yeah,
work in art department and
100%.
set decorating. It's like
Yeah.
ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Um, so there is the season two? Is that what you have told me?
Yes, there's
Yeah,
going to be a season two where we start prep in February.
that's fantastic. What do you think
I
was your
know.
biggest hurdle for the season?
It
The
was a
budget?
mad dash. It was a lot. We kept talking about it being a little show, but didn't feel it like a little show when you realize that you're like, doing a Charli XCX concert, you're
Right.
setting up the house, you're doing a dorm room scene, and there was like, I remember there was one day where there was like five things. We had five teams going at five different parts of the city, which isn't abnormal, but when we were under the guise that this was just a quick little show and we're spread so thin, it's like, okay, maybe it's not a little show. And it was just that sort of mental hurdle of like, how do we do all this and get it to be amazing and not burn people out and not go over budget? Isn't that always
Yeah, our
Yeah.
tricky
teams were
thing?
both the art department and the set decoration team were quite small. But everyone that was on both of those teams was working really hard and was really passionate about it,
Mhm.
and just really went above and beyond to make it all happen. There was a lot of dressing on the weekend, a lot of sort of shooting a new location on a Monday. And so a lot of dressing on the weekend. And because it was a lot of locations, um, yeah, just tons of sets, and some of them were small, and then some of them were, more of a full redress of a space than maybe we initially anticipated. So, yeah, I think it was just ambitious for what we initially, or it was more ambitious than what we had initially thought it was.
Yeah, they're going to be
We're
in the
always
dorm.
just
We do
trying
the
to do as
dorms
much
and
as
they're going
we
to be in the
can.
dorms and that's it. They're going to be in the
Yeah, they're going to
dorms
be in the
and
dorms
it's
the whole
fine.
time.
Totally fine. Like, yeah, that's what the budget is. That's where I'm spending it. And I have 16
Well,
swing
the
sets.
fun part for me of this show was like the fantasy elements, where we had to do like there's like a jungle scene that they cut to for a minute, and there's a slide in here that I have with like a bathroom, the fold away walls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you have that?
I don't have that
Like,
on here because
okay, it's like that was a perfect example for me. Like, we wanted a bathroom set, so I designed a bathroom set, but of course it was too big and we didn't have time or money to build it. So I just boiled it down to like one wall with the urinals and a piece of ceiling, and then we built a stall. But the stall had to be replicated in green screen so that the walls could flow away, and then the thing could start spinning for the big scene where he's kissing a boy for the first time. It was like
yeah,
those were the fun moments for me, was how much can we infuse magic and awesomeness into these little tiny sets, these builds that are like multi-leveled, and they spin and they fold and they're glamorous, but they're also only like, 14 feet by 12 feet.
yeah,
So that was challenging, but that's the exciting part for me. How can we make it dynamic and interesting for the viewers and magical?
yeah. Because we all
Yeah,
want
this
to
was the show
pretend.
of bathrooms.
Yeah. How many bathrooms did
We
you do?
kept making jokes that we I think we did, well, there was the dorm room bathroom set. There was the yeah,
Eternity.
there was a bunch of bathroom locations we filmed in. It was just like, which bathroom are we doing today? Like we
There's so many
kept,
bathrooms we designed that we
yeah.
didn't build, and then there's bathrooms that we had to copy because stunts and effects were happening in them, and then there was like, yeah, bathrooms on locations. Can we shoot in there? Is it too small? Is it too this? Like with the bathroom show for sure.
That seems to be a theme sometimes, like, oh, it's the office show, or like, oh, they're at a restaurant, they're at a cafe. Every other every
Yeah.
other scene they're at
Yeah.
another cafe. How can much of these people eat? Like, what are they doing? No more
Well, I
coffee.
mean, college bathrooms, right? They're having
Yeah,
sex, they're getting sick, they're hiding, they're having
yeah.
conversations, they're confessing, they're like it's just all those things, right?
Yeah. Mm.
It's kind of silly.
It's always some sort of theme that you didn't think it was going to be. And you're
Yeah,
like, yeah.
bathrooms. Who knew?
Um, well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I know this was a
Thank
little
you.
tight to get in there, and I'm so glad you made the effort because I love
Oh,
talking. You know what, Shane?
thank
So when
you.
I saw you at the Emmys, I forget that I haven't met people in person. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like I forget that I haven't met because I've talked to people and
have
then like
we
oh,
not met in person yet?
we hadn't until the Emmys.
Really?
I'm pretty sure because I after we talked, I was like, I don't think I've ever actually met her before. Like I was
That's so
like,
funny.
yeah,
I feel like I've known you forever.
I know. Oh, so how's hardware? How's hardware going?
It's good.
Yeah,
It's really
good.
good. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm outfitting a winery. There's a Four Seasons in Jacksonville that I'm hooking
Ooh.
up with. These were the orders that I always wanted to get instead of
Oh,
the like I need six knobs and four handles. So
oh my
Are
God.
the
it's
tariffs
exciting for
affecting
me.
you, Shane?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Not terribly. My product is of a certain like sort of higher end that anybody who sees the value in it is going to
Right.
have an extra 30% to pay for it, which is terrible to
Right.
say, but it's kind of the truth.
But that's a good thing.
And there's ways
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah. Ugh.
There's
Don't
ways
bring
to
it down
fudge
like that,
things.
Erica.
I'm
I
only
was
asking because my
Oh,
my partner is a furniture maker and he's encountering
Mm,
this with his business.
mm,
of course.
That they're just a couple weeks ago they announced a new tariff, something to do with upholstered furniture from Canada, and he mostly does
Oh, right,
um,
right, right.
wood furniture, but he does some upholstering of the wood furniture. And anyway, it's just something that's on his mind and a lot of other like makers in Canada right now
oh,
whose
yeah.
whose customer base is a lot in the US.
Totally. I'm kind of like just like la la la. What's a tariff?
Yeah.
I'm just trying not
I
to
I would
focus.
like to apologize for America. I don't know. I
It's
don't.
not your
I
fault.
can't. I'm distraught. That's all I can say. I'm very distraught with what's happening, and
Yeah,
it's such a like no-brainer with Canada that it's ridiculous to me that there's anything going on. So I don't know. If anything, it should be we should be putting more of our resources together to make a stronger economy for both of
Yeah,
us.
but it's all about division. We're being so divided lately on every level, you know?
Yeah, it
I don't
seems
know.
horrible. Are you guys
Hmm.
busy? I mean, you're both working, which is great. I saw like pre-production lists and everything, and it seemed like Toronto and Vancouver were doing, projects up there. It seems a
Pretty
little
good. It's pretty busy
It
here.
was a
yeah,
busy summer, I think, in Toronto.
good.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's
I
great.
think hopefully it will continue to be a busy winter for everyone.
Yeah, it feels like it is. I'm getting calls and poked about things. Like, it seems like there's a lot happening,
Awesome.
which
Yeah,
is
that's the
good.
thing about Toronto is that because we have winter, there's sort of a season often for
Mm,
filming things, but um, I guess it'll work well for overcompensating because it's coinciding with the second half or this season starts at kind of Christmas time or
mm,
just after the semester that happens after Christmas.
nice.
Hmm.
Get some real,
Yeah.
get some snow in
I
there.
don't know. I wanted to give a shout out to Benny. I don't know if this
Oh,
will
yeah.
make it into your
Of course.
thing.
Anything you want, of course.
I just need to point out that Benito Skinner is a different sort of human. I've been in this industry for a lot of decades, a lot of years, and I've come across a lot of creative people, but nobody really like Benny. Like he's got this combination of like incredibly quick wit and intelligence, and he can like he just sees things, and he's so kind, and he's so passionate, and he's so fun, and he's so hot. He's all these amazing things. I've just never really come up against anybody quite like him, and it's almost like anything that he touches will turn to gold. Like he's just so talented, and that
Mm,
was so inspiring. And he doesn't come from like many years of making TV. He comes from years of being like an internet, TikTok, Instagram guy. So he knew his audience. He knew what jokes were going to hit. He knew what characters were going to resonate. He knew things about um, his audience more than anybody I've ever seen before. Like he really understood who he was making this for and why he was making it and who was going to appreciate it and what parts they were going to find funny. It was just really interesting to see. And I have only mad respect for him. I adore him. He is just like a gem. And I'm so excited. Like when I met him for the first time in the first Zoom meeting that I met with him, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what it is about him or what it is about the show, but I have
Got
to do
great
it.
energy.
that's
Oh, it's just
awesome.
the best energy, like the best. And so I don't know, Benny, if you're watching this, I love you. You're the best.
I'll send it to him. No. I
I
there's
just needed
such
to say that because it's true.
no, you should say it because there's such a difference in working with creatives who exude that to you and exude that to all the creatives in like whether it's costumes or set deck or props, like just that excitement, like and that energy. You can feel that.
Yeah.
You can feel someone who's tired and just writing it in. You know what I
Mhm.
Yeah.
mean? You can feel that and you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
what, all right, cool. I'll just do
He
this.
was
No, but that
collaborative, like he wanted our input and he really trusted our expertise and um, you know, appreciated all of the details that we were putting in.
mhm.
So it was nice to work with someone who was really like open to that collaboration.
Oh, it's so great. Because that's why we're here. We're all excited. Like how excited can you get about bathrooms? But we do. We do get excited about
Yeah.
them.
But it's the bigger picture that was
Yeah.
exciting for me, and the
Yeah.
pops of magic and sort of seeing through his vision, which was so clear. And it just, I was rooting for him from the moment I met him, and it was like, we have to make this amazing as best as we can. And I hope we did that.
Oh yeah. It's a fun show, and I'm so glad that you got a second season out of it too. Eight,
Yeah, so
at this
fun.
point, 8 episodes is gold. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I
woo,
know.
eight.
I'm
Because
just
some
happy for him.
yeah, no, that's great. And like I don't know, something you just said about triggering into your TikTok IG people's humor is so smart. Like now because it's quick pops and it's quick. you know, reels that they can watch and things like that. So if you're putting out these little pieces
Yeah.
that resonate with them and connect with them, they're gonna watch the show. So it's so smart.
Well, yeah, because I mean, his previous work was all online, all on these like short, format stories. And so he was a very experienced writer, not for TV series, but he knew how to put a story together, how to convey it, how the costumes and the little set has to work. And that's how he made a name for himself and became so successful that way. And he knew instinctively how to take it to this format, and it worked. And it was just cool to see like that, his experience and how it fed into this and how it was different than any other producer or writer or star that I'd ever worked with. It was pretty inspiring.
Oh, that's awesome.